back to Pure Power Panda and Merry Christmas to you all. I think I'm uploading this video in the week of Christmas. I'm not 100% sure because I'm really bad at pre-filming videos, but I think it will go up around Christmas, so I wish you all a wonderful Christmas. And I thought for today I'll just do a fun video because on my channel I wasn't really Christmassy, I wasn't really in the Christmas spirit on my channel, which now I kind of regret, but I definitely want to do that for next year. But anyway, so for today I thought I'll just do a fun video you can watch while you're waiting for Santa to arrive or whatever you're doing. And today's video is the vegan tag because I was actually tagged by the vegan YouTuber Hannah Banana, so thank you for tagging me. And she actually did a mix of the vegan tag and the small YouTubers tag, and I decided to only do the vegan tag, and not because I think I'm a big YouTuber or anything, but because I feel like I've answered most of the other questions already. I also discovered that there isn't really an official vegan tag. Like, it seems like everyone is answering different questions, so I kind of did the same. So I took some of the questions from Hannah Banana and then I took some other questions. I don't remember her name, but I'll link her channel down in the description. I wish you guys fun watching. When or why did you go vegan? And I actually don't have the date written down. I remember it was this summer, and around the days that I went vegan I actually put up a Instagram post saying that I'm going vegan. I think it's like 24 weeks ago. I just started watching a lot of vegan YouTubers, like their food diaries and their tips on vegan documentaries, or their tips on like eating vegan in general. I don't know why, it just like came over me, and the more I watched these videos the more I got interested, and then I suddenly decided, you know what, I want to try this too. And by this point I was actually a pescatarian, so I was still eating fish, so I decided right away I'm gonna stop eating fish. And then I said, okay, I will try to go vegan. I should have probably said this before, but I say it all the time on my channel, but then I forget, you know, I don't always have the same people watching, so you could be new to this channel. So I'm not like actually 100% a vegan, like I wouldn't consider myself fully a vegan. I'm actually more of a vegetarian trying to be vegan. So I try to eat as much vegan foods as I can. Yeah, and to answer the question, like, why did I decide to go vegan? I guess it's like the same reasons for most people. Like, first off, like ethical reasons, because I love animals and I don't want to harm animals anymore. I don't want to eat them. Then of course the environmental aspect, that I don't want to harm the environment. I don't want to contribute to destroying the earth. And also of course the health aspect, because I've been doing a lot of research on that. I've been reading books, I've been watching documentaries, and the more I study about veganism, the more I learn that it's actually not that healthy to consume too much animal protein. So that is definitely one of the third reasons. And like I said, I guess like for most vegans it's all the same. But if I would have to choose like which aspect is most important for me, I would say it's probably the ethical aspect of not wanting to harm animals. What or who inspired you to go vegan? And that's an awesome question, because it was actually YouTube. Like, all of the vegan YouTubers out there inspired me, because in real life I don't know any vegans. There is no vegan input except on the internet for me, and it was actually like all of you who are doing like YouTube videos, who are doing food diaries, and who are trying to educate people about veganism that really inspired me, and also that gave me the knowledge to actually pursue it. What's my favorite vegan documentary? It's definitely Earthlings, although you cannot really say like it's your favorite, because it's like a horrible thing to watch, and that's something I will only watch once in my life, and I already did, so I will never watch it again. But it's definitely an eye-opener, and it's one of those things where I think if you watch it and if you're still eating animal products or even meat, it's gonna really make you change your mind, because that's how horrible it is. Another one I really like was Cowspiracy, because it talks about the environmental aspect of our diet and how it kind of influences the climate change. And it's really not a pro-vegan documentary or a pro-vegetarian. It's just like showing how big meat companies and how livestock affects the environment. That's more what it's about. So it's not about veganism in general. And another one I really enjoyed, which is more about the health aspect of veganism, is definitely Forks Over Knives. This is also not a really like a pro-vegan documentary. It's not aimed to make people go vegan. They just kind of show like the health benefits of eating a plant-based diet. What vegan diet do you follow? I don't follow a specific vegan diet. You know how there is like raw till 4, high carb, low fat. I know there are a bunch of other vegan diets. I don't follow any of them. I just try to avoid any animal products. That's all I do. Is anyone in your family vegan? No, no one in my family is vegan. Do you know any vegans in real life? Like I said earlier, I don't know any vegans in real life. I've met one like 10 years ago and back then it was really like rare to meet a vegan, and I didn't understand why she was a vegan. Like, I didn't understand the whole concept. I assumed that when people go vegan, they just for no reason at all decide to not eat any animal products anymore. Like, I didn't understand that there's actually more to it. My favorite vegan dish, I don't actually have a favorite vegan dish. I recently had this phase where I loved asparagus. Then I love broccoli. Now I love potatoes, so I will have that all the time. I also like all of the like vegan burger patties that are made from soy or from wheat. I really enjoy those. And something I also really like is my vegan mac and cheese dish, without cheese of course, but it tastes awesome and Matthias loves it too. And he said like it doesn't taste like something vegan because it's so rich, like there's such an intense flavor in it. I actually showed this recipe in my 3 vegan pasta sauces video, which I will link out here. Next question is really interesting. It's what's your stance on being cruelty free but their parent company isn't? So for example, L'Oreal is not a cruelty free company, but the brand The Body Shop is part of L'Oreal. But as we all know, The Body Shop actually advertises that they are cruelty free, which they are, but like I said, like the mother company isn't cruelty free. I understand like both points of view. Like, I understand why people would say you should boycott the company even if they are cruelty free, but honestly I think it's okay if you support the little companies that are cruelty free even though they're like the big mother company isn't, just to prove a point and to show these companies that there's actually a need for these products, that people actually want to buy these products. And I recently had this kind of discussion on my channel because in the video before my last video, which was a drugstore haul that was cruelty free, I showed products from the Austrian company, cosmetics company that's called P2. And then in the German version of this video, like in the comments, one of my viewers was so kind to explain to me that P2 was actually bought by a huge American company which is called Mesa Group. I don't know how you say their name. And this company is probably not cruelty free. So that made me wonder, like, is P2 cruelty free now or not? Because they used to be cruelty free, and like on blogs and the internet a lot of people claim that they aren't cruelty free anymore. So I actually wrote them an email and asked them, and they explained to me that they have always been cruelty free and they will always stay cruelty free because they're only selling their products in Europe. So this is great because now I know that they're cruelty free, and actually this nail polish is from P2, so that's why I'm wearing it today, because I think it's okay to support the little brands that are cruelty free. So that was a long explanation for a small question. As you can imagine, this is probably like a really difficult topic because it's hard to do the right thing, if there's even a way to do the right thing, because you always know that the money you're spending on the small brand is going to the big corporation and they are paying for animal tests in China. Oh, and by the way, if you want to know more about these animal tests in China and what's the current status on that, I actually wrote a blog post last week or 2 weeks ago, and I'll link it up here. How do I react to interactions with meat eaters, if they're being rude, if they're making ignorant or false claims, or if they just have general questions? So first off, if anyone has any general questions, I'll be happy to answer those questions. If people just make like a rude comment, I don't see the point in having a discussion about it, because like I think if someone's rude, like there's no point in wasting your time and energy on that. But if people start arguing or having a discussion and making false claims, which I actually had very recently, then I feel like I should say something, because like if it's their goal to spread false information and to make people believe that vegans don't know what they're doing, that they are having an unhealthy diet, I feel like I should say something, because I have done my research and I feel like I do know a little bit about veganism. I feel like if a meat eater does all of this research to have arguments against veganism, I don't understand it, because I'm like, if you're happy eating meat, just eat your meat and be happy about it. Like, why start discussions with vegetarians or vegans? Like, what's the point of it? To prove them wrong and to show them that they're stupid? I just think it's very important whenever you have these encounters and people are getting a little aggressive, or they want to make you look like a complete idiot for having that diet. I just feel like it's important to maintain like a good positive attitude, and to let the people know that you're not trying to convince anyone to change their mind, that you are doing this for yourself and that you don't think you're better than anyone else. I feel like oftentimes like people on a carnivore diet, they just assume that vegetarians and vegans think they are something better, which is never the case. Of course, I can only speak for myself, but I just think like, you know, if you make that change, you make it for yourself. Like, it's a personal decision. Next up are all of the questions from Hannah Banana, and this one is, which one is my favorite vegan dish, which I've already answered. And then the next one is also, which kind of food have I discovered through becoming a vegan? And that's definitely all of the plant-based protein powders, for example, like pea protein powder, rice protein powder, hemp protein powder, pumpkin seed protein powder, sunflower seed protein powder. Like, there's so many alternatives, because before going vegan I was always having those whey shakes after the gym, and then when I decided to go vegan I was like, okay, but what can I have now, because now it's really difficult. But then I just discovered that you can just go down the plant-based route. And if you're looking for a good one, if you're still confused, I recommend a soy protein powder and pea protein powder, because they're both really high in protein, and they also have a very neutral taste, so they can easily be blended into sweet and savory foods. Where do I buy my groceries? I love this question, because I feel like most people assume when you are on a vegan diet or any type of special diet, you have to go to these special stores, order most of your food online, spend loads of money on your food, which is definitely not true. I still go to regular grocery stores. Here in Germany I go to Penny, which is more of a discount supermarket. I go to Rewe and Edeka, which are more regular supermarkets, and this is really where I spend most of my grocery money and where I get almost everything. And the other stuff I just buy online, which is usually like the protein powders, chia seeds, goji berries, just because you can get them a lot cheaper on the internet. And then sometimes if it's something really strange that you can't even find on Amazon, like nutritional yeast, for example, like in Germany, they don't sell it everywhere, but you can get it like at the Reform House or Vitalia, like at those places. So that's where I'll buy it. But like, I don't really go to a vegan supermarket all the time, because those are way more expensive, and I think like they are more for fun or for buying things that, you know, you can use for a longer period of time. But just for regular groceries, I go to the regular stores. Do I miss anything from my non-vegan time, like any special foods? Of course I miss things, but the thing is, like I said before, I'm not 100% vegan, so if I'm craving something, which is 99% of the time chocolate, I'll just have chocolate. I will just eat it. When I eat at home, like everything I prepare myself, that's usually fully vegan. But if I'm out and like we're going out for dinner somewhere, then like I'm not so strict. I will actually have a piece of pizza or a slice, like not a piece of pizza, I actually eat a whole pizza. But like I will just have something, of course, that's vegetarian. I still don't eat meat, of course. The next question is vegan like suitable for every day? Like, I don't know, how do you translate that properly? Yeah, but I actually do think it is. It depends on how you eat vegan. If you decide to make your food, like most of it yourself, and then bring it to work and have most of it at home, then it's completely easy. Like, it's totally easy. It's not complicated at all. That's what I want to say. But if you eat out a lot, and especially when you don't live in a big city where they have a lot of vegan options, like for restaurants, then I guess it's more complicated. And then last question, like, how do my friends and family react to me being vegan? I haven't had any negative reactions. I guess it has to do with the fact that I've been a vegetarian for almost 15 years, so just deciding to become a vegan from being a vegetarian isn't such a big deal. I guess like the main questions you get is why. People don't really understand, why is it bad to drink milk? Why is it bad to eat eggs? Like, what's the problem? Like, isn't it enough that you're not eating meat? And I guess the next question is always like, how, like, what do you actually eat, because sometimes people have a hard time like imagining what a vegan diet actually looks like. So that's why on my channel I really try to show recipes that I think are really simple, because I just want to show that veganism isn't something exotic. It's actually something you can incorporate into your life without much hassle. So these were all of the questions. Of course, you are tagged now too, and if you want to do this tag, I will put all of the questions in the info box of this video. And if you made it this far, I know this video was probably very long, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed to this channel if you are, and I wish you a wonderful Christmas. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Set your mind and spirit free. Everybody smiling while we decorate the tree.